Moana is finally out in theaters, and let me tell you, this one feels like a fresh, beautiful burst of pure Disney magic. I walked into the theater with pretty high hopes because the 2016 animated version is absolute royalty, and man, this live-action adaptation is an absolute blast from start to finish. If you are a fan of the Disney universe and you love these characters, do me a quick solid. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel right now. Let's get into it. To set the stage without giving anything away, the story follows Moana, played beautifully by Catherine Laga'aia in a spectacular big screen debut. Under the direction of Thomas Kail, we're introduced to a baseline premise that so many of us already know and love. Moana is a headstrong chief's daughter who is drawn to the water, and when a creeping darkness threatens her island and her people, she has to answer the ocean's call. She sets sail on a high-stakes voyage across the sea to track down Maui, played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, a legendary and arrogant demigod, in order to force him to return the heart of Te Fiti and save the world. That is the baseline setup, and it immediately kicks off a wild, expansive adventure across the open ocean to see if her daring mission is actually possible. Right from the start, this film does something different. Taking a colorful, heavily stylized animated masterpiece and grounding it in real life is no easy task, but they absolutely nailed it here. My immediate, honest take is that if you love the spirit, the music, and the heart of the original story, you are going to absolutely lose your mind over this version. It completely honors the original while making it feel massive on the big screen. Now, let's talk about how this movie actually flows, because when you adapt an animated film into live action, pacing is usually where things fall apart. But here, the pacing is spot on and tight. It captures that grand adventure momentum perfectly and keeps everything moving forward without ever feeling scattered. I didn't catch myself checking my watch even once, which is a massive win because some of these recent live-action films can really drag in the second act when the characters are just traveling. When it comes to the script, the dialogue feels incredibly sharp, natural, and full of laugh-out-loud funny moments. They manage to keep the witty, fast-paced humor from the original without it feeling like actors are just reading lines from a checklist to hit nostalgia points. But what really carries the weight of this entire movie, and the main reason it succeeds, is the chemistry between Catherine Laga'aia's Moana and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Maui. Their dynamic is pure electric. The way they go back and forth, trashing on each other, testing each other's boundaries, and slowly building a real bond feels so authentic on screen. Catherine was incredibly good as Moana. She brings this fierce determination, vulnerability, and a massive amount of heart to the role that makes you instantly root for her. And The Rock? The Rock was straight up great. He brought that exact same larger-than-life cocky swagger that he gave the animated character, but seeing him do it physically in live action, flashing that movie star grin and throwing his weight around, was just amazing to witness. Their interactions kept me smiling throughout the whole film. When it comes to the musical sequences, let me tell you, the songs absolutely hit. The execution of them had that exact same deep, emotional, magical Disney feel as the 2016 animated film, and the entire theater was just locked in. When Catherine sings "How Far I'll Go" out on the water, the visual scale combined with her vocals gives you actual goosebumps. And seeing The Rock perform "You're Welcome" physically on screen, man, it still hits perfectly. He brings that exact same infectious, show-stopping energy to the number that had everyone grinning from ear to ear. The animation team and the practical set designers really went all out to make these musical moments pop on screen, making the ocean feel like a living, breathing character that reacts to the music. It is visually beautiful, vibrant, and packed with so much color that it leaves a massive, lasting impression. They really did an awesome job translating these tracks into live action. On the positive side, the comedy timing is incredibly sharp from start to finish. This is obviously aimed at kids and families first and foremost, and the kids in my theater were losing their minds over the physical comedy, the slapstick elements with Hey Hey the Rooster, and the over-the-top ocean dynamics. But as an adult, there are plenty of clever visual gags and sharp lines sprinkled in that made me chuckle out loud. The humor never feels forced. It flows naturally from the situations and the friendly rivalry between the two leads. If there's any small downside to talk about, it's just that because the film stays so incredibly true to the 2016 blueprint, there aren't a ton of massive narrative surprises if you've seen the original 50 times. It plays it a little safe in terms of the plot structure. But honestly, when a story is already this strong, you don't really want them changing things up just for the sake of it. The execution is so high quality that it completely makes up for the familiarity. Overall, Moana is a solid high note for Disney's live-action lineup. It's colorful, energetic, heartfelt, and packed with incredible performances and music. Since this is a live-action version of the 2016 film, I went in wanting a grand, fun time, and that is exactly what I got. It's just a beautiful, joyful ride that knows exactly what it needs to be, and it left me in a great mood. I highly recommend checking this one out on the biggest screen possible. My rating for this film is a 4 out of 5, which makes it a solid A-. But that's just my honest opinion. Now I want to hear from you guys. Have you seen the live-action Moana yet? What did you think of Catherine Laga'aia's debut, and how do you think it compares to the original animated version? Also, what is your favorite Disney live-action remake of all time and why? Drop all your thoughts in the comments section below. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to get notified of future videos. If you want to see more reviews, click here to check out my review of the Minions and Monsters movie, or click here and check out my review of the Supergirl movie. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.